Narwhals are great. Did you know that their tusks are actually a modified canine tooth? Of course you did. But did you know that narwhals might be gay? Neither did I, until I went down the narwhal blowhole, if you will, of Quora Celebrities, sketchy Wikipedia edits, jerry-rigged narwhal experimentation setups, a spicy twist. Join me as I share my findings and shed light on the truth. Why do narwhals rub their tusks together? Reading about narwhal tusks on Wikipedia is when my day got really interesting. You see, I read this quote: "Male narwhals may exchange information about the properties of the water they have traveled through by rubbing their tusks together." Now this stood out to me as really wild, because it's one thing for a tooth to convey water salinity or temperature information to the brain, but it's quite another to communicate it to another male by rubbing tusks, presumably much later. How is the information stored? Is the water itself stored in the tusk? Does the tusk react in some way to the minerals in the water that change its texture, or... So I clicked through to the cited 2014 paper, Sensory Abilities in the Narwhal Tooth Organ System. So this is a really great paper. It's super thorough, and it investigates how tusks have this network of tiny canal-like tubules that narwhals use to sense changes in the water around them. What is notably missing from the article is any reference to males rubbing tusks to transfer prior water information. So I turned to Google. There were only 2 results, and one was a Quora answer from Alex Cooper. "I had assumed that tusks were used by males to fight over females before checking, but apparently that's not what the latest findings suggest. The tusks contain millions of nerve endings, and males rub their tusks together to share information about the characteristics of the water." Sadly, Alex does not share these latest findings, but he does have a really great photo and joke specifically about this concept. I was not convinced by Alex, though he does have a really popular Quora page with over 50,000 followers, and a really great review to a self-published Amazon book ending with, "Come on, Alex, right on, man." So I went back to Google. The only other site I found this tusk rubbing information transfer mentioned was a low-effort informational blog on an Arctic travel agent site that I clearly just copied from Wikipedia. I mean, who would do that? My suspicion at this point is that someone misunderstood the cited paper. But who? I needed to look at the edit history. Most of the edits are from Wolverine11, who is weirdly just editing the wording over and over, day after day. They made so many minor edits that I couldn't actually use the default UI to go back farther than February 2024. What are they trying to hide? I went to their user page, and then I decided that they were actually probably legitimate. Or maybe a bot with a really well-crafted prompt designed to perfectly capture the essence of young people who spend that much time making small edits to wording on Wikipedia. So now I had to break up fancy tools to figure out the source of the mysterious tusk-rubbing edit. After painstaking work, I found the edit from June 27th, 2015, from user BioBlip. There are 4 references in this version, so now I have more reading to do. This claim does not appear in citation 17, narwhalwhales.com, an unsecure site with a contact in plain text. And about page, "This website is meant to bring information about magical narwhal whales. These magical creatures are as if out of a storybook, and are often believed to be from someone's imagination." I reached out to the contact email just in case, so I'll keep you posted. The next citation, the New York Times article, while not mentioning information transfer, did add this interesting theory to the mix. He, Dr. Nweeia, added that the nerve endings, in addition to other readings, undoubtedly produce tactile sensations when the tusk is rubbed or touched, and that these might be interpreted as pleasurable. The last and only citation I couldn't view was the DK Handbook's Whales, Dolphins, and Porpoises by Mark Carwadine. It was not in any nearby library, so I've ordered a copy of this book, which is hopefully the same edition from the citation. The narwhal page has been, if nothing else, citing the wrong source since 2015. This was BioBlip's first edit. They only made 28 total over a few months, the summer of 2015, before disappearing into oblivion. Rest to the spaghetti, never forgetty. I created a fresh Wikipedia editing account, because none of you need to know what I've been up to. And then I went to edit the narwhal page, and it was locked due to vandalism. People keep trying to post narwhals are the unicorns of the sea. This meant that I needed a new account to be auto-confirmed, which means I needed to wait 4 days and make 10 edits, but you better believe that once I'm able, I'm going to fix this key inaccuracy. If you know anything about narwhals or any references to tusk rubbing I may have missed, please let me know in the comments. As you can tell, this is very important to me. Wells dolphin purposes. Okay, let's see. The role of the tusk baffled scientists for years. Among the theories were that it was used for spearfishing, grubbing for food, and drilling through ice. Okay, in fact, the tusk is probably used like the antlers of a deer in fights over females in a visual display of strength. Roughly 1 in 3 tusks are broken. Blah, 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 nothing related. Well, it seems this source says nothing about information transfer, so... time to go edit Wikipedia. So after making 10 edits and waiting 4 days, I finally got my new account auto-confirmed. So I went to finally fix the problem. I was feeling a bit snarky, so I decided to replace the information transfer with a more likely hypothesis, courtesy of Dr. Nweeia. The satisfaction was immense, but short-lived. Wolverine 11 did not approve of my edit, nor of using New York Times as a source. I mean, sure, maybe a little much for now. So I went back and I just removed the tusk information transfer line with no replacement. Wolverine 11 did not approve of even this, and kindly let me know that my point of view was getting in the way, and as a new account, I should stick to minor edits. So, sadly, no tidy update resolution. But, just so I'm clear with you all, don't go harass Wolverine 11. A major tenet of Wikipedia editing behavior guidelines is to assume good faith. This page is clearly important to him as he spent a lot of time on it. I'm an adult, and I can follow Wikipedia's editing policies to work this out. I've had a lot of fun working on this, and I know in my heart that slowly but surely, the truth of narwhal tusking will be known. Oh hey, welcome back to the present day. I originally explored all this last spring, but I kind of abandoned it after I utterly failed to fix the Wikipedia page. What can I say? Arguing with strangers on the internet is not my idea of a good time. Unless they back up their claims with rigorous evidence, and are willing to really dig down with me, examining our good faith misalignments until we really find the crux of our disagreements. That was not Wolverine 11. I had practically forgotten the entire incident until I was working on my moose video. I found an incorrect claim that Greenland sharks prey upon moose when the citation only mentioned them scavenging. I logged into my Modernism Wikipedia account to fix it, and I got a surprise notification. I had been tagged in the narwhal talk page. I found the following spicy discussion on the topic of the narwhal's deepest dive. I have reinstated the note on the deepest recorded dive depth. I can't see a reason why that was removed, and can't even easily find the diff where that was done among the hundreds of edits you have made since. It is also clearly a fact of interest in this particular paragraph. What would be the objection? I deleted that sentence because it disrupts the flow and confuses the reader. I would also emphasize that most sources state that they dive to a depth of 1,500 meters. The highest recorded dive depth is unimportant. I will be removing it. Please refrain from inserting it. Wow, okay, you must be kidding. I frankly did not expect this type of flabbergasting answer. I'm going to go into bold type here. Working to improve an article to feature does not give you ownership, special authority, or any kind of extra weight in determining what goes into the text. You're literally saying, I own this article now, and I don't like anyone else editing it. And your only objection to the addition of that germane, well-sourced fact is that it disrupts the flow? What the hell? I defended you above. I am now going to be digging my heels in. Please explain in detail what makes the following edition unsuitable for inclusion. I am also including input from other editors who have worked on the article in the recent past. HG Modernism. That's me. Now excuse me while I pick my jaw off the floor. Wolverine. As others have said, when another editor makes changes in good faith, you need to engage with them substantively. Elmiday, in particular, has long experience with biology articles. Indeed, it seems to me that this edition would make the article more comprehensive. Given the availability of this information, as a reviewer, I would request its inclusion. This discussion ends with, very well, since Wolverine 11 appears to have chosen to just ignore this, while continuing to busily edit the article, I'm now implementing the 3-to-1 consensus expressed above. Feel free to reformulate or reposition, but Wolverine, please be aware that simply removing the item again, at this point, would be pretty blatant ownership behavior. So of course I had to go to the article to see if Wolverine 11 removed the dive information again. And that's when I found it! The edit! According to Dr. Martin Nweeia, male narwhals may rid themselves of incrustations on their tusks by rubbing them together, as opposed to posturing displays of aggressive male-to-male rivalry. I mean, good enough. I was thrilled. Finally, someone had removed all that information transfer nonsense. But who? I certainly owed someone my thanks. I waded through diffs upon diffs upon diffs, and then I finally found the blessed, purifying, freeing edit. By Wolverine 11. Bonus fact. In the Renaissance and Baroque eras in Europe, narwhal tusks were sold as unicorn horns. Unicorn horns were assumed to have all kinds of magic properties, such as protecting one from the plague, purifying water. Goblets were made out of them, as they were believed to steam in the presence of poison. Bonus fact. I really liked the paper sensory ability in the narwhal tooth organ system. It was so thorough. The paper's authors even demonstrated significant changes in heart rate when alternating solutions of high salt and fresh water are exposed to the external tusk surface. They did this by cutting and gluing some crazy contraption together, and really my only complaint about the paper is that they didn't provide a picture.